Hey everyone, Egman here with another video, and I know I haven't uploaded in a bit, and real quick, it was just because I didn't want to get burnt out. I was getting to that point, especially with all like the online stuff I was doing, and I kind of felt like there was like a little break that could happen like before Set 11 got dropped, so I just took a couple weeks off. Sorry there hasn't been a lot of content, but I'm back. I'll probably kind of ramp up to kind of my old schedule. But we got not one but two deck lists for you guys, and Cell Surge, my favorite. So hopefully there's that. There's also going to be gameplay of both these decks. It's either going to be a link at the end of the video or in the description. It was from my stream that I did yesterday, so look out for that. And also make sure to follow me on Twitch and YouTube, or subscribe to me on YouTube. You can also subscribe to me on Twitch, but that costs money, so don't do it if you don't want to. But that just gives you notifications when I go live, because I don't ever have like a really good schedule for it, and I really just go live whenever I have like 2 hours open in an evening. So enough of all that banter. Let's go into the actual decks. So a couple weeks ago, I played this Frieza, like Star Deck Frieza, based off the Cell Xeno list, and there's also for the Cell Surge Leader, one of the online events, I took an aggro version of this guy. Pretty much like this version from Series 10, and it got top 8 as well. So I think there's like a lot of potential for this deck to be also good in Series 11, and there's just a couple changes that I'd add for it. So this is kind of like I call this like mono green. You have to run green and yellow in this deck just to awaken, but just being able to, for this version you'd only want to charge green, and then for this version you want to charge green yellow turn 1. We'll get into it, but yeah, so it's pretty simple. If you don't know what Cell does, you're at the right channel, because every month I have a deck for this guy. Essentially, look at top 5 cards of your deck every turn. You add one card to your hand and put one in your drop area. And there's a lot of cards in this deck that do stuff in the drop area, so you still kind of like +1, and you get to find the card. So it's just really consistent for that kind of sense. And then it's an Awaken, so it's a Surge Awaken. So you take a green yellow, put it under this card, flip it over, untap 2, draw 2. And on the backside, it has 2 super good effects. When you can just detach one of the cards underneath it, and then either you get to all your opponent's cards get put in rest. All your opponent's battle cards, not unisons, but battle cards get put in rest mode till the end of your opponent's next turn. Or you get to blow up one of your opponent's cards and one card in their hand as well. So both of them are really good. So normally, when you awaken the first time, you just do the everything in rest, so you can go like push a little hard, and so your opponent can't really swing into you next turn. And then turn 2, if you need to, you can do that again, or you're able to just like go in and get them like 2 more cards out of their deck. Not of their deck, one on their board and one in their hand. But so that's the idea for this. And the main engine for this guy is the Dark Dragon Ball Frieza. So pretty much what the idea of the deck is that you just play the surprise attack Frieza for free. So for 15k crit, and so you're able to pressure your opponent with it. And then you use one of your 1-star balls, Parasitic Darknesses. You put it underneath your Frieza Xeno, and you're able to get into Frieza Dark Infestation for free, which is a 15k double strike, which also means that you can place this card in its owner's drop area, and you make your opponent discard 1, and then if your opponent has 3 or more when it's removed from the battle area by a skill or KO, you can get 1 green card back. So you can just like get this, float this back for free in your hand. So that's kind of like the main like neat little thing you can do with that. And so we have, first we use Demigra, which because he's like the best green unison in the game. You really want to play this turn 1 because he helps you awaken, but also pressures your opponent a lot. And so you just use its +1 to get plus 10k, and then you just keep giving it unison tokens, and then, make sure that your opponent, if they swing into it, you just take the life instead of getting rid of the tokens. And then on turn 3, what you want to do is you want to use this -3 effect to get rid of 2 of your opponent's battle cards, and one 3 or less, and the other, one of your opponent's battle cards and one of your opponent's battle cards 3 or less, ignoring barriers. So you're able to go like +2 with this card, which is great. And then you're also, and then you're supposed to go into this Dark Broly. So this is a 3 green unison from the set 11, which is super cool. He's a 20k double strike, which is absurd. He has an auto once per turn when a marker is removed from this card by a skill. Your opponent chooses 1 card in their hand and discards it. And then it also has a +2 and a +0. So the +2 is you may choose 1 card from your hand, discard it. If you do, your opponent chooses 1 card from their hand, discards it, and then they choose one of their battle cards and KO it. So like you can KO like up to 3 of your opponent's battle cards in 1 turn. On turn 3, so and then also like you get +2, so you have 5 markers, which is crazy. There's a big 20k double strike. You're able to get 1 card out of your opponent's hand, and then also it pairs up really, really nice with the Demon God Deborah Dark Dominion. So active main, if your leader card is green, you discard this card from your hand, and then choose one of your unison cards and remove a marker from it. And then if you do that, you add up to 1 green Dark Dragon Ball card from your deck or drop area, and then shuffle your deck. So what you want to do is that turn 3, you play this guy, and then you use Dark Broly with Dark God Deborah. Jeez, a lot of dark guys. Demon God. Jeez. So you discard this. You get this card for free, right? So you don't lose any cards. It's a free +1, right? Because then your Dark Broly activates, and your opponent has to discard a card. And then you can like just discard the card you got. Like if you don't need this ball, you can just discard it again, and this goes like +1 again, right? Because your opponent has to get rid of a card in their hand and on the board too. So like a lot of great stuff going on there, and that's like where you get all your value from. And then just some generic cards like Rebrand we have to run, right? Because it's just hand destruction in a hand destruction archetype. We're running 2 of the Great Ape Son Gokus because he's really good. We're running 2 of the Dr. Gero. If you don't like this guy, you can just use full, 4 Android 18. This is such a great card. Being able to just be a +10k on offense or defense no matter what, and getting rid of 1 card in your opponent's hand is good. Bottom of the deck can be better than drop area in a lot of cases because your opponent can't like just put like a Goku Ape or a Rebrand into the drop area. You also have, but Jero's really good for setting up a drop area with more Rebrands or Son Gokus just to make sure we can find them. Also, you can use it for a free Awaken, or not free, like a free Arrival for this Krillin Android 18 if you need to do that. And then also if we need to find a yellow for our Awaken condition, this is fine for that as well. And then we also have our big bad boy Cell. We have to like this card like needs to be in the deck if you're running Cell Surge because it's what gains like a bunch of value. So if you discard this card. It has an effect on your drop area where you can draw 1 and then add 1 card to your life to your hand. So it gives like +2 and helps Self Awaken. So it makes sure that you can get to your 4 life for your Cell effect, your Cell Surge effect. And then also this effect doesn't get used as much. But if your leader card is a green-yellow Cell, you have 4 more energy and you choose all your non-token battle cards. So you have to have at least 1. But play this card from your hand. You can't play it for you just get like a free 30k beater if you really, really need it. Last couple cards. Frieza, this counterplay, we need it, and it's great because you can turn 1, play this Demigra, and then if they try to play something, you use Charismatic Villain, and then you pop it, and then you can play Surprise Attack Frieza off that. So that's like a cool 1-2 effect. And I didn't really know what else, so I just put Android 17 because we need some negates in this deck. He's really good, and if we don't find Demigra turn 1, he's a good alternative just to stop the flows. And then, so once again, turn 1 we want to play Demigra, turn 2 we want to use a Rebrand effect, and then turn 3 we go into Dark Broly with a bunch of hand destruction and board destruction. And it just feels, and if we're able to awaken that turn 2, we can do, like, play this, get rid of 2 cards in your opponent's hand, with 1 with the +2, and then 1 with the effect of Deborah, and then you can use, and then you can awaken, untap 2, and then you can use Rebrand, so you make them discard 2 more cards, and you just really go from there, and like you blow up like their board too at the same time. It just feels really good. I really like this whole package. So that's the green version, but then we also have a more yellow version, and it was strictly because I wanted to run the Scrambling Assault Sengoten. So when this card attacks, this card used to be banned, but it won't be banned starting set 11. But when this card attacks, look at the top 3 cards from your deck, choose up to 1 card among them, add to your hand, then place the remaining cards at the bottom of your deck in any order. So I just wanted the cheese combos in this. We have some like draw issues, some like just being able to draw an extra card and kind of make your opponent want to swing into this guy is really good, especially like if we need to like on our turn where we make everything go into rest mode. Like this is a really big target for our opponent, so they want to get rid of this as soon as they can. But if they're not able to, then you can just plus on it again next turn. So I think that's really good. This is probably just a cheesier version of the deck, to be honest, but especially because you have to have like 3 specific green energy for this Dark Broly. So turn 1 you kind of have to charge a yellow green, and then turn 2 you can play this, either just hard cast it or use Adoptive Father Son Gohan. But maybe just want to use Scrambling Assault instead. I don't know. Like, Scrambling Assault for sure. If you don't have the Goku Apes, you can definitely put Scrambling Assault in this deck instead. So that he's a good budget option if you don't have this card, or if you don't have the Apes, because I know these cards are still pretty expensive. How bad are they? Still like $97. That's crazy. I know it's TCG player prices, but still. And that's really it. It's just a really short and simple deck, but I think it has a lot of potential coming up. I think like even just like the Frieza version I dropped last time, I think was a good version as well. So I think this engine's super strong. It can be used very well. I don't know if Cell's going to be the best leader for it. Not being able to be mono green to run Dormant Potential kind of hurts him, but he does have a lot of consistency that I think a lot of other decks don't. And that's going to be it for me. Thank you guys so much for watching and for sticking with me despite not uploading for like 2 weeks or so. But I should be making some more content coming up, and especially, as soon as we get closer to the drop date of set 11, and that will really be it. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll catch you all next time.